"Get out of here, you stinking beggar." The scream echoed like a gunshot in the middle of the luxury imported car showroom. The manager, full of arrogance, shoved the poorly dressed man outside without a shred of pity or compassion. People laughed, mocked, and even took photos as if it were some kind of amusing spectacle. "Look at this tramp who thinks he can touch a luxury car," sneered a client with an expensive watch on his wrist. The man stayed silent, but his eyes burned, not with shame, but with indignation, which no one there noticed. The scene looked like a circus. The wealthy laughed. The manager thought he ruled the world, while the beggar was treated worse than trash. With every step he was forced backward, the man heard more and more provocations. "These guys only get in the way. They have nothing in life but still dare to dream of owning a Ferrari," mocked another. A young employee added, "If you let someone like that in, he'd steal even the carpet." On the other side, Camilla, a new employee, clenched her fists in secret, wishing to shout, "You've lost all sense of humanity." But fear of losing her job forced her into silence. With a disgusting smile, the manager looked around and declared, "People like him belong on the street, not in here. Only those with real money enter this place." The humiliation was so strong that even a person with a stone heart would feel shame from witnessing such cruelty. What nobody there knew was that the man treated like nothing was actually Undercover, a billionaire in disguise, who had very clear motives for pretending to be a beggar. He wasn't there by accident, he wanted to see who truly had character and who only valued money. From that moment on, every word spoken against him became a mark, and every gesture of contempt would have a high price. The game was about to turn in a shocking way. The bright sun reflected on the glass facade of the luxury car showroom, symbol of wealth that only a few privileged could enter. The automatic door opened, and everyone expected to see another millionaire client walk in. But to the shock of the salesman, it was a man in ragged clothes, worn-out sandals, and a scruffy beard. Immediately, the manager Alvaro Montenegro frowned, as if the air itself had been contaminated. He quickly moved forward, blocking the entrance and shouting at full volume, "Disappear from here, you stinking beggar. You don't belong in this place." The cruelty of the words was so brutal that the atmosphere froze for a second before bursting into laughter and vile comments. Undercover, the rejected man, took a deep breath, trying to stay calm. His eyes scanned the cars gleaming under the artificial light, symbols of power that reflected not just wealth but human vanity. He took a timid step, trying to explain, "I just wanted to look." But before he could finish, he was shoved hard in the chest. "Look, do you think you could even dream of touching such a car?" screamed Alvaro, his voice dripping with contempt. The clients and employees laughed out loud, as if watching a grotesque performance. Some pulled out their phones to record, treating someone's humiliation as entertainment. "Look, people, it's like a scene from a TV show," mocked a man in a gray suit, recording with his phone. "The beggar thinks he can buy a Ferrari, that's hilarious," he added, laughing loudly. The embarrassment was so immense that even those who weren't laughing preferred to stay silent, afraid of becoming targets themselves. An elegant lady muttered quietly, "These people should know their place." Iter stood motionless for a few seconds, his heart tightening, not from shame, but from the cruelty with which people treated those they considered beneath them. His silence only fueled the aggressors, who felt even more empowered to insult. From afar, Camilla Vasque, the newest employee, watched. Her tear-filled eyes betrayed the discomfort she tried to hide. She whispered to herself, "This is wrong. Nobody deserves this." But her voice was drowned out by the laughter. The manager, satisfied with the scene, spread his arms and told everyone, "Only those with real money, with something to show, belong here. I won't allow a beggar to touch these cars." The cruelty was not just in the words, but in the theatricality with which Alvaro staged the humiliation. He wanted a spectacle, and the audience applauded with mockery. Iter tried once more to speak. "I didn't come here to." But before he could finish, another client, Rogerio Antunes, interrupted loudly. "If you want, I'll give you a few coins to wash the tires. At least then you'd be useful for something." His laugh echoed through the showroom, fueling the collective mockery. Iter closed his eyes for a moment, breathing deeply, and quietly muttered, "You have no idea what you're doing." Few heard him, but those words carried a power that would soon be understood. Meanwhile, the manager laughed confidently, convinced he controlled the situation. The air in the showroom was heavy with collective disdain, as if Eider's dignity had been ripped apart along with his old clothes. Some employees folded their arms, others stepped away, as if merely standing near him was a stain on their reputation. The exclusion was total. No one there saw a man, only a nuisance. But Camilla couldn't take her eyes off the scene, feeling inside her a mix of rage and helplessness. Why is no one doing anything? She thought, biting her lip. Every second, the humiliation grew more unbearable, but also more revealing of everyone's true character. Álvaro, consumed by his desire to show authority, came closer and shoved him again, this time toward the sidewalk. Go. The street is your place. This showroom is for important people, not beggars. The man staggered, almost falling, but stood firm. Murmurs rose among the crowd. That's right, said one voice. He needs to learn not to go where he doesn't belong, added another. As if that wasn't enough, Rogério threw a coin at Eider's feet and sneered. Here, take this, it's worth more than you are. At that moment, Eider's silence transformed into something greater than anyone could imagine. The humiliation wasn't just visible, it was tangible. It was in the laughter, in the looks of contempt, in the indifference that burned more than any shove. Every detail of the scene built a chasm between who they thought he was and who he truly was. And soon, that chasm would turn into a bridge for the most unexpected comeback. While everyone delighted in their scorn, Eider watched, memorizing every face, every word. With every second, the beggar grew inside, preparing for what no one dared imagine. Camilla, holding back tears, whispered almost inaudibly. This can't stay like this. It won't stay like this. Eider heard her from afar, and their eyes met briefly. No words were spoken, but in that look was silent recognition. She was the only one who still saw the human being standing before her. That connection, small as it seemed, would become the spark that would change the course of the story. Because among the trash of cruel words, there always exists a flame of dignity, ready to ignite.